Hey guys, I'm back. So one question that came to me because I surf through my dreams, I ask questions, and today I did my first, what's it called, sensory deprivation bath, where, it was pretty simple. I just turned off all the lights. I added some baking soda to the water, and then I was able to sit without my phone in the room and sit and be aware that whatever was going to come through was going to be to share with you all. And that's something that you guys can use. This is a tip. And then beyond that, what my knowing came through, it was just sort of this juggling of what was wanting to rotate in my consciousness through the night. And I was ready to shift that energy. So this is a technique that you could use to get out this answer. So what I'm going to ask you is, how do you know something? Like, what leads us to know what we know? Today, the sun is at 1 degrees Gemini, and the moon is in the sun's 8th house. So this is the day to reveal these kinds of mysteries. So let's say you're doing some sort of program and it's really expensive and you want to know whether or not you ought to continue. Rather than ask your friends, go to the website, look at your bank account, you ask your higher self, the I am, the all-knowing intelligence that is within every single person. Am I supposed to continue this? Please give me some signs. And when those signs come, let them be irrefutable. You program your reality the same way you program a computer. You tell it what to do, right? And then with this current placement, oh my gosh, I think I got one card. Page of Earth. You could build a foundation based on whatever this is. So let's say you ought to continue to do it. It's going to help you build your foundation. Say you ought not to keep doing it. Saying no and walking away will help you to build your foundation. So really the choice is yours, beloved. Like, you got to make the choice. I can't make the choice for you. But let's look at what, it's really interesting because the moon is at 8 degrees Scorpio, which is the number from Sensei's step system of I decide. And that incision with that 0 of Scorpio is like the infinite space-time ability to decide that you would like to build your foundation. And I'm really happy. I'm going to be interviewing the Peace Dealer in a bit for Gemini season. And that mutable air, I feel that it's like the breeze that whispers, the whispering wind. So what is 1 degree Gemini? Gemini. Let's see. Knots in a chord, they are a message and a code. Coming up against limits, aware of what is not, inhabiting a bittersweet combination of longing and the quickening of awareness. So this is exactly what I was saying, but you guys already know that. What is sought and desired being indefinitely held away. So that's where the moon is, the feelings. And when we tap into these knots in the cord, the feelings will reveal through symbol and how we feel when we receive these symbols, what actions to take. Cross purposes between the greater self and the little one. The little one will not have it. Reactivities, tangents, and compulsions. Going through cycles of a very extreme kind, always self-critical. So this would be the asking outer world, like getting information from the outer world without asking the outer world to reveal to you in your heart. That 1 degree Gemini is the heart opening up to receiving exit from that cycle, these cycles that keep us disempowered and stuck and seeking outer world confirmation. Always self-critical, pressurized, and suspicious. And then this is when people try and tell you, oh yeah, you should do this. You're like suspicious. And then this creates that tension between our connections, which, those aren't fruitful. That doesn't lead us forward on our path. And yet you move through all of this as quickly and as sharply as is desired or sought. This is that ability to go do whatever kind of level of sensory deprivation you can. Like, I'm about 6 feet tall, so I can't quite lay down in any bath, but I have what I have, and I know how to implement these tools. Baking soda, maybe 99 cents, okay? If you're blessed to have clean water, you can get in a bath. Maybe you have a lake nearby, and you could do some sort of nighttime sensory deprivation. That sounds really scary. maybe sleep on that. See how you feel about it. Don't let me lead you astray. Arbitrary self-will stops the flow, and a reversal of emphasis starts it moving again. Trials, ordeals, initiations, exile, and return. And then, of course, Scorpio comes, in this book, Scorpio comes after Gemini. I love it. I think I get the book now. 8 degrees Scorpio. Okay, so this is not politically correct. A developmentally disordered man with white hair, he has an angelic countenance. Split down the middle between advanced and retrogressive dynamics. Karmically a hybrid mix from opposite sides that seldom go together. So the 8 is like Capricorn, my sensei says, he turns an 8, or they turn the 8 on its side, and it's an infinity. And in order to make a new decision, you have to make an incision in that consciousness. You have to cut the infinite in half. So that is what this 8 is. Okay, so karmically a hybrid mix from opposite sides that seldom go together, grafting into an exceedingly inward nature, a pointed and driving ambition to become somebody. Yet your inward nature contains within it a host of retrogressive pulls of great power and intensity, and your newfound footing in the world of self-mastery is tense and pressurized by shadows of the past, threatening to engulf whatever territory you can begin to make your own. So I would even say that is like in between the looping 8, that point in the middle is like the pin, like you're squeezed through that pressure to make sure that you are making a decision that will create a foundation for you. And Scorpio is fixed water. That's its energy, is fixed water. Like, I would even say ice. Like ice that is not melting. It's at the core of the glacier. Okay. Yet your inward nature within it contains a host of retrogressive pulls of great power and intensity, and your newfound footing in the world of self-mastery is tense and pressurized by shadows of the past, threatening to engulf whatever territory you can begin to make your own. A titanic battle, you see this? A titanic battle waged behind the scenes, between wisdom and folly, both of them bearing immense lessons to move through. The folly is a crucial ingredient to ensure that the attainment of wisdom will also feature compassion and bone-deep endurance, a journey for the long haul, contested at every split second, requiring first as much courage, strength, and inner will as you find in there for this purpose, everything being right where it needs to be, for the impossible to occur and all of the chains to be cut loose. So what I'm getting is like, you know, this is a fabulous pin my parents got me. You're moving like this. If any of you guys have ever seen like some interesting things flying in the sky at night, you know that sometimes they move like this, and then they move like this, and they move all over. Embracing that versus this sense of like linear movement, I think is also what moves that stagnation of energy. So I wanted to pull one more card, but I will make a short for that. Aloha, guys.